And I'm going to call to order the regularly scheduled Planning Commission meeting, Town of Simsbury. Today is Tuesday, December 14th, 2017. Time is 7:01 p.m.
2017, Bill, come on.
2021, yeah.
Thank you,
Dave.
thank you. I thought I was in a time warp.
I don't know where 2017 came from. Must have been a good year. I hope everyone has the agenda. We'll come to introductions in just a minute, but I want to stick to the agenda right now. And all who can, please rise and join me in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance. I'll put a little flag up there, and I'm going to mute myself. I'll be right back. Okay. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United
States of America and
to
to the
the
republic
republic
for
which
which
stands
one
one
nation,
nation,
under God,
God,
indivisible,
with
with liberty
liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Okay, so next, I'm going to move on with the roll call. So for those of you who are joining us for the first time, I do maintain a spreadsheet of attendance. Not that I give out gold stars or anything, but it's just good for me to keep track of it. So when I do mention your name, please indicate your presence by saying here or I. So we'll start with Holly Bem.
Here.
David Blumey.
Here.
Erin Levitt Smith.
Here.
Okay. William Rice, that's me. I'm here. Don Colantonio. Did I get it? Did I get it right, Don? Did I pronounce it right? You're on mute.
You did get it right. Thank you, Bill.
Okay. Very
Hello,
good.
everybody.
Okay. Present. Then we have Joe Campolita.
Here,
Hello, Joe.
hello, Bill.
Rich Cortez.
Here.
Julie Eaton.
Here.
And Marcus Furs. No Marcus at this point. Okay. So for those of you who are new to the commission, we are a commission of 9 commissioners, 6 regular members and 3 alternates. The way that we've been running the meetings, if there is a vacancy created by the absence of a regular member, I kind of decide which alternate member that's in attendance that would be promoted to a regular member. I try to fill the commission up to 6 commissioners each time. And I also try to rotate through the alternate members so everyone gets a chance to have a regular status from time to time. Those alternates that do attend the meeting and are not seated as a regular member cannot participate in deliberations. They can participate in general discussion, but not in deliberations related to an application, and certainly not after a motion has been made. Also, alternate members who are not seated do not have a vote during any motions. Okay, so a couple of the ground rules there, pretty standard, I think. But any questions? No. And Heather, I see you've joined us too. Welcome. And you're the Board of Selectmen liaison?
Yes, I am.
Okay, great. Nice to see you. Thanks for attending.
Oh, thank you. I'm happy to be here.
So a couple of new members, Don and Joe. Would you guys just mind introducing yourself and maybe give just a short reason why you've run for office for the Planning Commission, and maybe any experience you may have had with other boards and commissions. So let's start with Don.
Okay. Hello, everybody. Yeah, I am I'm a 33-year resident of Simsbury. I'm retired from ESPN and still work in the broadcast industry. I have been involved in town with boards of Babe Ruth and Little League Baseball, and I'm vice president of Simsbury Community TV, soon to be renamed Simsbury Community Media. And I've got an interest. I love this town. It's a beautiful town, and I want to do what I can to give back and ensure that our quality of life and our quality of community is maintained.
Great, thanks. Joe, over to you.
Yep, and good evening, everyone. I have run for office before. I have a big interest in land use. I feel that a lot of our quality of life is based on the proper and appropriate use of our lands and preservation of our natural resources. I've served on the Zoning Board of Appeals, on the Zoning Commission. I'm appointed on the Conservation Commission, and I'm Secretary of Conservation Commission, and felt that I wanted to step up and be on planning to offer any experience and expertise I have to for the benefit of the community, and just I feel that one of the things I know that I really was always so impressed with in Simsbury is its active volunteerism. So I just always like to live up to that ideal, and so here I am on planning. It's a pleasure to be here, and I look forward to offering what I can.
Great, thank you both. Other commissioners, any questions for our new members? Okay. Just a bit of housekeeping. I want to mention for the record that we do have a full board of regular members, so there's no need for promoting an alternate tonight. So Rich and Julie, thank you for attending, and as always, ask that you kind of keep up with the conversation. You never know when you may need to be appointed as a regular member, and something you heard in a previous meeting could be very relevant at that time. Okay, good. So we do run the commission by Robert's Rules of Order. We will adhere to the agenda. We will have motions and discussion and voting on any motions. The main focus of our commission is to ensure that the Plan of Conservation and Development, affectionately called the POCD, is updated periodically. I think by state statute, it needs to be reviewed and maybe republished at the most every 10 years. I think our last published date was 2017, right, commissioners? Is that what it was? Yeah. And we have been discussing some changes, so we might have an interim revision. So you guys will get up to speed on that pretty quick. We also are the administrative body that deals with subdivision regulations. We develop subdivision regulations. I believe they're always approved by the Board of Selectmen at the end of the day. I think is that how it's done, Mike? Is it Board of Selectmen or is it town vote?
For road acceptance, it would be the Board of Selectmen accepts the roads once we approve the actual division layouts.
Okay, how about the subdivision regulations themselves?
This commission, the Planning Commission, has the sole authority for developing and implementing those regulations.
Okay. So Don and Joe, if you haven't already downloaded or reviewed the Plan of Conservation and Development and the subdivision regulations, oh, beautiful. Or you have a hard copy. Yeah.
I have one too.
Good. Those are kind of the real guiding documents for us. I'm trying to think, what else did I want to say? Oh, we do have bylaws for the commission. And Mike included an excerpt of those in our Dropbox. It's not very extensive, but Mike, I have a copy of those. Do you have a copy that you can share with Don and Joe?
I do, and we can have that uploaded to the Dropbox moving forward. Just have it a standing document.
Okay, yep, that's fine. Yeah, and that'll become important in just a minute. So, but next on the agenda, okay.
I'm sorry. So I don't see the bylaws. I see something about elections.
Yeah, that's just an excerpt from the
Oh,
bylaws.
gotcha. Okay. All right.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen a copy of the bylaw, or I don't have a copy. So that would be great, Michael. to
Okay.
have it. Yeah, thank
Well,
you.
I'll have Joe upload that tomorrow, and then it'll be in the Dropbox moving forward, period.
And is Joe I didn't know who Joe was. There's so many.
Joe is the new land use specialist that was Laura's old position before she got promoted to the zoning enforcement officer.
Gotcha. Okay, thank you.
Great. Okay, next on our, I should ask, any questions from anyone, or even Joe, Don, any burning questions? No, okay. Next on the agenda, approval of the minutes from our last regular meeting, which was November 9th. Now, typically, I make a request to the secretary of the commission to kind of walk us through the minutes, but at the moment, we don't have a secretary that's been elected. So is there a volunteer? Or I can do it? Okay, I'll do it. So referring to the minutes dated Tuesday, November 9th, 2021. Are there any comments on page 1, which for me are rows 1 or lines 1 through 51?
I didn't see anything.
Nor did I. Anyone else? No?
It's fine.
Page 2, lines 52 through 76.
I didn't see anything again. I don't know.
On line 55.
Yeah.
It impacts the tax reviews, and I think it should be revenues.
Oh, good catch.
Good catch.
Well, I was the spelling champion of my 7th grade class.
Okay, so we have an amendment, row 50 or line 55. The word reviews as its type should be replaced with revenues. Anything else, Dave?
No.
No. Okay. Is there a motion to accept the minutes as amended?
So, I'll second.
Okay, so Dave made the motion and Aaron seconded. Any discussion on the minutes from November 9th, 2021? All in favor of the motion to accept the minutes as amended, please say aye. Aye.
Aye.
And any opposed? Say nay. Any abstentions? Okay,
Yeah, we would.
okay, you guys, yep.
We weren't
That's
there,
fine.
so.
Yep, going forward, we've kind of adopted a position that if you have not attended a meeting, and when we review the minutes from that meeting, if you have watched the video of the meeting, that is sufficient for
Okay.
you to vote on the minutes. But if you didn't do that, we do ask that you abstain. That's good.
Okay.
Okay, we have 4 in favor, no opposition, and 2 abstentions. The motion carries. Thank you. Okay, next on the agenda, we have election of officers. An election of officers can occur at any time that the commission deems it appropriate, as long as the election is noticed for two meetings. So it has to show up on the agenda 2 times. So this is the first the first notice. And my plan would be to open up elections, or at least nominations and elections at our next meeting, which is scheduled for,
Bill, I thought we noticed it twice.
I
We
don't,
noticed it in November and then again,
I
I
think,
thought-
we canceled that meeting, Aaron. On 11/23, I think it may have been on the agenda.
I know we've been talking about this for a while, so.
Okay, so the last meeting we had was November 9th. It's not on the agenda for that, okay? And the next meeting we had is tonight. So this is, in reality, the first meeting that's held where the notice has been made. Okay. We are scheduled for another meeting on 12/28. Does that pose an issue for anybody? I know it's a holiday time. No? Okay. So I'm going to ask Mike to put the notice of election on the agenda for the next meeting, and that'll be the opportunity for people to express their wishes as far as being an elected member of the commission. So there are two positions. There's the chairman, which I currently hold, and secretary. Those are the two positions we're looking to fill. As I've explained to the past commissioners, I'm happy to remain or be nominated, or however we want to put it, to be chairman. But I also would not be opposed to someone else looking to take over that role. I think it's important that we do fill both positions. So give some thought. I don't know if you guys have thought about it at all. The secretary position is one where, as I've stated just a little bit earlier, lead the commission through the review of the minutes each meeting, and also serve as chairman in a time when the chairman is absent. So not much else that goes along with it. You don't have to take notes. You don't have to create minutes. That's all done by town staff. Okay.
So
Yeah.
we are going to plan to meet on the 28th.
Yeah, that's my plan.
Okay.
Yep. Town offices are open, right, Mike? Yeah, you don't shut down for the week.
Nope.
Okay.
No, we'll be here.
Okay, perfect.
And we don't actually physically have to be in Connecticut to attend, right?
Holly, I don't even know where you are right now.
I'm just down the street from City Hall.
I think that's the picture that you're using for your background, and you're probably in the Bahamas.
Only if I could.
But yeah,
Only if I
your statement is accurate. You do not have to, be in town. As long as you can join remotely, that's acceptable. All righty. Any questions on the process for the election? I don't think we need to do nominations necessarily. If we'll just see how it plays out. I give you my idea is I will ask, is there any interest for anyone, to serve in either one of those positions? And if we have multiple people vying for the same position, then we'll have a vote and see how it goes. Very good. Okay. Preparing for next year, it's time for us to establish the meeting schedule. We typically meet on the second and fourth Tuesdays of each month. And a proposed schedule, I think I have that. Do I have that open? I do not have that open. Give me just a second to open it up. It's not opening up. Okay, does everyone have access to that? Okay, I
Yes.
don't need to share it on the screen, right? So you can
Yeah, the only
see,
question, oh, I'm sorry. The only
Yeah, I was
question
just,
oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna explain that each month, it's the second and fourth Tuesday. Historically, we've taken the month of August off, but in the past couple of years, we've decided to put at least one meeting on the schedule. I see that in September of this year, we have Rosh Hashanah. So Mike, I'm assuming that instead of having one meeting in August, we're gonna have you're proposing that we have one meeting in September.
Yeah, that just balances the load between the 2 months.
Yep.
If that's okay with the commission.
So
We
we
can-
just don't get business in August, though. That's the only thing. I mean,
we
that's-
can, you can always cancel the meetings if you don't have
well, that's
business in
true.
August.
That's true.
And that way we're not scrambling to to set a special meeting. That's
That's true.
really the big thing.
All right.
It's easier to cancel a scheduled meeting than it is
Yeah.
to make a special meeting. All right, I checked each of those dates, and from my perspective, they're accurate. Anyone else have any comments? No? Okay,
I do share Aaron's dismay. We've got 2 meetings in August.
Right.
but only one in September, Holly.
Generally, you can't float down the river in September, but on a tube. Okay, especially the last part.
So I know I'm not a seated member tonight, Bill, but when I was looking at the meetings, it said
Yep.
in person at the meeting room. Is it going to be going in person in January, or are we going to stay Zoom?
Mike, what are the options?
So if we're in person, we have to wear a mask. If we remain remote, we don't have to deal with the mask mandates.
All right,
So the only thing I would warn you is if you go in person and we have to deal with mask mandates, it's very difficult if we start getting into having workshops or anything, if anyone's hearing impaired and they need to read lips.
Yep.
That's my only concern is a due process claim that we'll have to deal with.
So Mike, I think Julie's comment is stemming from the proposed schedule where it says 7 p.m. main meeting room.
We could just say 7 p.m. and then obviously the agendas will dictate where we are, whether in person or on Zoom moving forward. I'll have Joe delete the main meeting room.
Julie, that acceptable?
Oh yeah, it was more clarification. I love being remote.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mike, are other boards meeting now in person?
The Board of Selectmen has had a few meetings, but like I said, right now we still have an indoor mask mandate for town buildings. So if we meet in person, we have to wear masks. It's very difficult. I would say, the zoning commission did a hybrid meeting when the mask mandate was previously lifted. It's a lot of work to do. If people aren't comfortable and we start going back, I would, say stay remote until you have to go back. Just because you don't want to deal with the situation, like I said, where you're having a meeting discussing an application and someone says, I can't hear, has that issue with access. So it seems to be working right now remote.
Can I add to this, Bill?
Yeah, sure, Rich.
So Public Building Committee has been meeting once a month in person and once a month on Zoom. And we wear masks through the whole meeting in person. And I can tell you it is different. I didn't realize I had a problem with hearing until I couldn't read people's lips.
Oh,
So I appreciate the Zoom thing. I communicate much better I hear much better that way. But it can be a problem for people, just so you know.
okay. So, Rich, on that, the hybrid meeting situation, was the in-person meeting at the library
Yes.
with that OWL technology?
No, we weren't doing hybrid. We're just doing every other one is Zoom and every other is in person.
Yeah, I think the in-person had to have, Mike,
So-
you
Ours don't get recorded.
So actually, under the law, if we go to in person and a member of the commission says, I would still like to remain remote, we have to accommodate that request and automatically the meeting becomes hybrid.
Oh, okay.
That's what's difficult too, is that now we have
Yeah.
to use the owl, and some people say they struggle to hear when they're on Zoom or, watching afterwards, the audio from the owl. It seems to work, at least I think, but it's some people have had complaints about it. So I would say it's all or nothing, either stick remote or in person.
Okay.
I love remote as well.
Okay, well, that's our position going forward. Okay, so can I have a motion to approve the proposed planning commission regular meeting schedule for 2022?
Yeah, Bill, I'll make a motion to accept the
Thanks, Joe.
proposed meeting calendar for
And I'll
2020.
second it.
All right, Holly seconds, thank you. Any further discussion on the motion? Hearing none, call the question. All in favor of approving the proposed meeting schedule for the planning commission for 2022, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries unanimously. Thank you. Boy, what a good commission this is. Okay, next we have a referral. So this is a referral for a text amendment to the zoning regulations. And appears to be written by Mr. Glidden. So Mike, could you please explain the purpose of the application?
Yeah, so the zoning commission is wrapping up. So the Board of Selectmen approved ordinance for short-term rentals. This was after the zoning commission dealt with short-term rentals from an enforcement standpoint. It was determined really that the appropriate way to handle the use was through an ordinance. The Board of Selectmen approved an ordinance, which is a licensing program, basically, where individuals can rent their home through Airbnb or other means from short-term purposes. That's less than 30 days is how short-term rental is defined, for up to 100 days per calendar year. So to tie the loose ends in is that the zoning regulations are permissive by nature, meaning if you have a use, it's not defined in the zoning regulations, it's prohibited. The zoning commission was part of the process of developing this ordinance. So the last thing they had to do was just add it as a use in the zoning regulations. So what you have in your packet is it's the proposals for a definition, which is right out of the ordinance of what a short-term rental is. 2 is that the use has been added to the use charts. So in the residential zoning districts, it's an as of right, but as I said earlier, that's with a license approved by my office pursuant to the ordinance. And lastly, in the business and the industrial zones, it was approved as a site plan approval, meaning they have to show a little more data to the zoning commission as it relates to where's the unit located, show the parking or any other sort of, if any expansions or any modifications are required, because that's the districts that we have some mixed use potential.
Yeah.
It's just, and this is, when we first went down the road of developing an ordinance, this was identified by Bob DiCrescenzo as the town's attorney. Okay, if you're going to do an ordinance, when you're done with the ordinance, the zoning commission has to add this as a use, since you have an ordinance now for this use. So.
All right, and it's being referred to us for
Pursuant to 8(3)A of the general state statutes for review for consistency with the plan of conservation and development.
Okay. Any discussion, commissioners? I don't have much to say about this. It seems like any decisions have already been made. It's just a matter of getting the zoning regs up to speed with the ordinance.
You have to agree, Bill.
Okay, so then I'll make a motion to return a positive referral to the, is it to the zoning commission, Mike?
Correct.
Okay, to the zoning commission, citing no inconsistencies with the 2017 Plan of Conservation and Development.
So this really is to match the ordinances already. Okay, all right.
So I made a motion. Is there a
Right,
second?
I'll second.
Thanks, Joe. Any discussion? Okay, all in favor of returning a positive referral, please say aye.
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 Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries unanimously. Thank you very much. All right, so that's the meat of the agenda. We have an item we have a category called old business, but there's nothing in there. We have no outstanding applications.
I have an old business.
Okay, go ahead, Aaron.
Glenn Shoulder, any update around him and his consulting on the updates of the POCD?
So, yeah, it's related to something else I'd like to share with the commission. Tonight will be my last meeting with you. I will not be at your next meeting. I've actually accepted a position with the town of Cheshire as their new town planner.
Wow.
So I'm leaving employment with the town of Simsbury the end of the month. Tom Hazel will step in for your next meeting, but I have a few days I got to take off, et cetera, and start prepping stuff for my move down there. I want to thank everyone. It's been great 8 years I've been with the town. I actually reached out to Glenn and informed him of this and said that really he needs to work with the next planner when he or she is hired, because you may want to, if they want to expand the scope of the work or, have other things to do.
Okay.
So I think in fairness to whomever my successor is, that they should be working on that when they start here. And I apologize to the commission. It was, offer that came up that was tough to say no to.
Yeah, no apology necessary, Mike. Thank you for all your guidance and counsel along the way. It's been great working with you. Sad to see you go, but I know that you're making a decision that will make things better for you, which makes me feel good.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Best of luck.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, it was funny. I was thinking about, some of the memories with this commission especially, the first night when Hiram left, when I started staffing this commission, was the day that my youngest was born.
Oh,
A few of you may remember that. I think Bill, you're on the commission at the time.
Yeah.
I literally came up to Simsbury because I was the only person remaining in the department, and meeting went on, so I couldn't take the time off to stay home. So it was kind of bittersweet. So, but no, I really just want to thank everyone. It's been good run. It's a good commission. You got a lot of good things, and I think you need to look at. You got your affordable housing plan completed. Probably look at an update soon. Look at the chapters of the POCD that you want to update. Just because you want to get it so that whenever you finish it, that's the new date for the POCD.
Yep. And it starts the 10-year clock again.
Yes.
so can I ask a follow-up question though? Did he indicate that he would be interested in doing it? I mean,
He lives in town. He's interested. It's just that we both of us said it just doesn't make sense for,
no,
I'm going to say.
I don't disagree. I just want to get a sense because this is, as you know, this has been going on. So I'm just curious, is he at least interested? So when the new person comes on, we can kind of hit the ground running, or should we be thinking of somebody else? So that's all I wanted to, and I'm thrilled because Glenn's wonderful to work with. So, all right.
Yeah.
Thank
I
you.
remember, he lives in town. He's not going anywhere too. So.
Right. But I just wanted to know if he was even interested. I don't, it's not going to be a heavy lift like we did 5 years ago. So.
Mike, great working with you these past 35 minutes.
Don, it was unforgettable, Don. Thank you so much.
Congrats, Mike.
Thanks, Rich.
Yeah, and it's
I
closer to
will miss
home
you,
for you,
Mike.
isn't it? Mike, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it turns a sometimes 60-minute, 45-minute drive to 15 minutes.
Yeah,
That's a big improvement.
it's huge.
So
Because I
Don't
have
drive
that
that
same
fast
commute.
on 68.
yeah, oh, you know that drive I'm talking about. You
Yeah.
of all people. It depends. If I hit the light at Highland Avenue, it gets closer to 20 minutes.
Yeah. I'll keep watching the police blotter to see what happens.
Well, Mike, that was a interesting off the agenda bit of information. Do you have anything else that we should know about? Anything in the wing?
No other surprises, but the only other thing too is you should be getting, probably in January, you'll have a referral from the zoning commission. We're wrapping up the sign regulations. That's one of the loose ends I'm going to try to tie down before I leave. I have a draft that we were discussing. That should be set to a public hearing in February. And that's a project where the commission's kind of working on updating their sign regs based on federal court cases.
Oh boy.
So you'll see, it's going to be about 12 pages versus, the existing less than 12. A lot of definitions. It's heavy in legalese and mainly because of both the federal and state case that really kind of crippled commissions and how they can regulate signs. So that's something that will be coming on your horizon. Other than that, I mean, there's been a few discussions about potential applications, but I've yet to see them make it beyond conversation. So, I would always tell you to stay tuned because, there's a few properties out there that are you still have a few parcels for potential subdivisions.
Yeah.
Or 830G applications, take your pick.
Great. Okay, commissioners, any other comments before we wrap up here?
No, I just hope everyone has a good holiday.
Yeah.
Oh, we'll
You
meet
too.
before. Oh, that's right. We meet after Christmas.
Yeah, it'll be after. Yep. Okay.
We'll miss you, Mike.
I know, Mike.
Yeah. We'll see. Yeah, we'll definitely miss you, Mike. It's just gonna be, who's gonna come in. Tom's good.
Yeah.
Yep.
Good.
Tom's capable. He's good. So you're going to be in good hands in the interim.
Okay, so the job will be posted and the search will go out. Okay.
Yep. And I would probably hope that, representation of this commission is on any panels once they have candidates and, they start interviewing candidates. So, Bill or whomever is the chair after election of officers, like I would strongly ask that, make sure you reach out to the town manager's office and be part of that process.
Okay.
Because you want to make sure that you get someone that's going to advance the goals and objectives of the plan of conservation development.
Yep. Great. Okay. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Aaron, seconded by David Blumey. Okay. All in favor of the motion to adjourn, please say aye.
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 All right. The meeting is adjourned. Thanks, everybody.